Today, I'm going to show you how to be a smart god. It's very easy to cook up a planet with a 1-star population, but today we're going to create humanity worthy of 3 stars. Doesn't look like much right now, so let's get started. First, we're going to use the best god, a turtle god, and we're going to get him to create a massive rainforest. About half of the planet should do. And next we can settle this group of nomads that we've got here. We're using the inventors today. They're the ones that love science. East Jungle City. Got a leader here who seems to be hiding behind this little building. Wait, if we move the camera right over here. I can see you now. All right, he's looking for some inspiration. So let's pick him up and have a chat, shall we? The inspiration we give them here will tell them what we want them to focus on. So they can choose Stonecutter, where they get plus 20 science points for each unique element. Or we can choose Woodcutter. Basically, that'll take our tree with the highest science points and it will double them. And I think I've got a good strategy to make that work. And we get a little bonus bit of land as well, with a little tiny woodcutter's hut. And now we also need to get these guys to 8 prosperity points as soon as possible. They're at 3 at the moment. But I've got the perfect strategy for this. So we're going to start by building the Ramon tree. That'll give us 10 science, and crucially, it'll give us 1 biodiversity point as well. Come on, turtle guy. Hey, first tree. And that's already jumped us up 2 biodiversity points. 1 for the new tree and +1 because that's what the tree gave us. Now what I'm actually going to do is build another Ramon tree. I think we're going to need a few for this strategy to work well. Each time we build one, we'll get 1 more biodiversity point. A turtle guy forgot how to walk. Now he's just sliding around. That's taken us up to 6 prosperity points. And also means that we can settle a new nomad. So why don't we move to the other side of the planet and let's give our stone guy a bit of a job to do. He's going to create a desert biome over here. About this big should be good enough to get us started. And now we can settle the next group of nomads here. I think we want to do the merchants that like gold. And we can put them right in the middle. All right, where are they coming from? Oh, here they are. As usual, their leader is the only one that has any clothes on. The rest of them just have a well-placed leaf. And here they go. What have they called it? Dark June Oasis. Sounds very mystical. Their leader is as shy as the other group's leader. I see you in there. I don't know what you're up to in those bushes. But let's give him some instructions with a stone giant. Stone giant, shouldn't he be on your hand? Where did you just put him? Oh no. We can still give him some instructions, so he's alive somewhere. We've got a choice between a caravanserai, which gives us 10 gold for each import in the city, or a trapper, so 15 gold for each unique animal in the borders. I think that one sounds pretty good. Let's do that. Any excuse to build more animals. I now realize that these animals might meet a bit of an unfortunate end. And now Dark June Oasis want 8 prosperity points as well. So we're going to balance these 2 out. Since we need animals, let's start there. First of all, we're going to put down a Jerboa. These little guys. Now they're only worth 5 food at the moment. We can boost that up if we build a mineral next to them. But what's really going to pay off is what we build here. So this has an animal booster as well, which gives us 50% more yield for the animal we put on it. So if we pick a sandcat, which is worth 5 gold, it will get 20 bonus gold because it'll be next to those Jerboas. And it also counts as an empty slot too, which could be helpful for later. So you can see instead of just 25 points, it's worth 37. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, these guys are getting angry. They're impatient because we're not spending Eon points. Oh, you're so demanding, East Jungle. All right, well, let's put them out of their misery and build something over here quickly, I guess. Let's make it 4 from 4. All Ramon trees. Now they're in the mood to do some expanding, which is very nice. This jungle is beautiful. Look at all these Ramon trees. All right, make those borders bigger. Okay, and now we've got a few more slots, which is great. These Ramon trees are only worth 10 science points each, which is not a lot. So I might build a stone here, which is 10 base points, but I guess plus 10 if it's next to something that has science. So our stone giant's going to take care of this. Let's do the same thing again. 1 more stone. Another 20, and that should well and truly get us over the line. Oh gosh, they're really angry. Oh, never mind. As soon as we hit their gold, now they're all good. And they're so happy actually that they've given us some inspiration. This is the next part of the strategy for being a smart god. We're going to take this Gumbo Limbo tree. It also comes with a taro, which gives us food, and a topaz, which gives us some money. Before we use that though, let's quickly sort out this Dark June Oasis, and we'll make sure that they get to 8 prosperity points. We've got both of the animals that we can find right now, so we might put in one of these quartz. They're worth 20 gold. And bam. So that should be more than enough to take us up to 8 prosperity. It also means that our Jaboas are more happy, and they've given us 10 extra food for that as well. So now that we've completed the quest for Dark Dune Oasis, they're also inspired, and we can pick an upgrade. So for them, I'm going to pick the most overpowered animal you've ever seen. It's the ostrich. And it also comes with a jasper and an olive tree as well, so what's not to love? Every time we have a turn, it takes 5 eons, so we've got just about 3 turns left. We need to force this town to expand, basically. So I'm going to build the single thing with the highest points. This olive tree has 30. All right, here we go. We did it. Now they're happy enough to expand. I've got a strategy for here, but first of all, we're going to bounce back to East Jungle City. I think I'll put one of these gumbo limbos just outside the city borders, because our guys will definitely expand into there soon. Right now, they've got no interest in expanding for whatever reason. The best thing about these gumbo limbo trees is normally they're just worth 20 science points. They also get a science boost for every surplus biodiversity we had in the biome. So that's why those Ramon trees I built earlier are going to be so helpful. Now I've got a total of 5 biodiversity points sitting up there in surplus. That's an extra 25 science we're going to get. But we won't be able to gain that until we expand. Right now the border's right here. On the edge of this border, we've got one more plant booster, which gives plus 50% yield to any plant on there. We can just build another olive tree that's worth 30, as long as we don't put a plant next to it. It also counts as an empty slot, which is going to be really vital for our strategy. Look at that, it's worth 45 points. That's so much food. That means we're going to accrue a lot of extra prosperity points, which is going to be very important. Now that we've used up all of our Eon points, it's time to hit the next era. And we get our bonuses. We've gained +1 crevice. My dumb brain just thinks that's hilarious every time I see it. We've got +1 mountain. And then these are just placeholders in the demo, so we won't worry about those. But we've got a choice of how we want to evolve our humanity. The first choice is taking them to an Iron Age. So this means we want at least +15 research points on the planet and 30 curio from the Great Forge. That applies to our guys that are living in the jungle, East Jungle City. And we also unlock some iron for doing that, which is pretty cool. The other option is the Neolithic Revolution, where we have 3 cities with 4 population. But you know what? I think we can mold this East Jungle City to really pay off. Now we've hit the Ancient Era, and now this is where the tricky part comes. This will make the difference between a 1-star planet and a 3-star planet. We need to make sure that while we're doing these quests, we also can get 60 points. The good thing already is everyone's expanding. Oh! And perfect. Now the Gumbo Limbo's in the borders of the East Jungle City. Look at the pile of research points they've got from that. That Gumbo Limbo's worth 63 points just on its own. I didn't even do anything, and that took us all the way up to 14 or 15 research on the planet. And the reason we got so much is because of that woodcutter perk. It's giving us 126 of those research shells. All right, but here's our Great Forge quest. We get 0.5 shells for each science from minerals. We've already got 20. That's just from the 2 stone that we built earlier. One thing we can build is this iron. It'll give us +15 research, and if we can link up more iron, it'll give us more. And we just completed the quest. We built like 2 things. And we've made it to 2 stars as well. So for our remaining turns, we need 20 extra prosperity points. Well, let's see what we can unlock in the desert as our next thing. All right, we're picking the camel. It also comes with a copper. We're also going to move back over to Dark Dune Oasis. Oh, and they've expanded their territory, which is awesome. So they still have this trapper quest, so they want unique animals. Luckily for us, we've still got 2 that we haven't put down. So remember how I said this ostrich was overpowered? Well, this is why. It's worth 10 food and 10 gold straight up. Once our crab god puts the ostrich down, that is a lot of bonus food and gold. So it gets +10 food and 5 gold for every empty slot next to it. So look, all 4 slots that it's connected to are empty right now. And that's why that olive tree counting as an empty slot was really important. The other crazy thing is this camel that we just got also counts as an empty slot. Before we can build it though, we need 2 more biodiversity. So what we might do quickly is try and set up our 3rd civilization. Now we get to use my favorite bonus ever, the crevice upgrade, aka expand planet. And this looks like the perfect spot for us to put it. Oh yeah, that's good. If you do that in empty land, you get 4 slots. If you tried to do it somewhere inside of borders, you would only get 2 slots out of that. Since we're here, I think we may as well set up the rest of the desert. And we'll settle our last colony over here. I think we'll choose the Huntress here. They're the ones that like food. Right, where are you, Huntress? Oh, why are both of you coming? Goddess, you're not invited. Oh, they just disappeared. Was that just them trading or something? As always, one dressed up well. That's how you know they're the leader, when they've got clothes on. All right, amazing. Their leader has appeared as well. So we're going to pick them up and see what kind of inspiration we can give them. So for them, the trapper gives us 15 gold for every animal, whereas this is 10 food for every herbivore. So I think let's go the trapper again. And now they've got their first quest, so they want us to make 8 prosperity, which shouldn't be a problem, to be honest. First thing we're going to do is throw down an ostrich. Now again, the reason why the ostrich is so overpowered, this is the very first thing I'm building in my biome, and it's worth 80 points. How crazy is that? Look at these mountains of food and gold. We've gone from 46 prosperity to 51 just from building that one ostrich. And we also completed the Dark Dune Oasis's quest. So they're pretty happy with us right now, as you can tell. Oh, and they're going to expand their borders as well. How do you know what a blueberry bush is? I haven't even invented that yet. And cherries? I definitely haven't made cherries. How do you know what they are? They don't exist in this world yet. Basically, we need to get more biodiversity points right now. So one thing we can do is build a withered shrub. It counts as an empty slot. It'll give us 10 science and 1 biodiversity for building it. And because it's something that isn't in this biome already, we'll get an extra biodiversity point too. All right, Dark Dune Oasis really wants additional animals. First thing we can do is build a cat here. The cat counts as an empty slot, so it shouldn't affect our ostrich buff at all. That's given a ton of gold. Oh, they're so happy they're going to export hardwood furniture to the other Dark Dune Oasis. All right, since we've got another perfect spot, we may as well put in another ostrich, why not? So that should give us another 80 resources. And that's going to take us from 58 points all the way to 60. Let's just try and get a few extra points while we can. First things first, we put the olive tree down. That's worth 30 juicy food points. And I think we can put down this red stone just for something different. It gives us 10 science and 10 gold. All right, we ended with 63 points. Look at this beautiful planet. Isn't it lucky to have such a smart god? Our humanity is now the best humanity because it's worth 3 stars. All right, pals, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? Love you. Mwah. Okay, bye.